Does anybody ever ask a woman that's homebound about how she feels, what it's like to be homebound, or do they just assume that, oh, she's sick and therefore she doesn't have a she doesn't have a life, really? That's what it really boils down to if you really think about it. Well, I'm homebound, and everyone has made assumptions about, well, she just can't do anything anymore, she can't. But the truth is, my body has carried me for almost 80 years, and I'm very proud of it, and I'm proud that I was able to do it. I've gone from fat to skinny many times. I've had my super big girl jumbo clothes, I've had my big girl clothes, and then I've had my medium, and then I've had my small, and then I've had my super small. So right now I'm in that jumbo mode. I had COVID pneumonia. I caught, not caught, I have long COVID, so I put on 40 pounds because it affected my pancreas, and I lost 80% of my hair. But the good news is now all my hair has grown back, plus. So those are the fun things that I look forward to. At almost 80 years old, and I reflect on what's happened to me during my lifetime, I had a really struggling life. But in going through all of these struggles, every single challenge that was presented to me was not necessarily a lesson, but it was an opportunity. Because every time, and I mean every time, going all the way back to when I was in my early 20s, every time I had a setback or a challenge of some kind, I would end up trying to find an opportunity to help others who had experienced the same thing that I did. And over, that's how come I became an entrepreneur, because I wasn't able to fall into that structure of the corporate structure, if you know what I mean. Because I wanted to be able to do my own thing, but yet I was disciplined enough to be able to get the job done. I didn't have to worry about the motivation side of it. I was always motivated when I knew that I was serving others. So that's what my life was about. It was having setbacks, having challenges, and then using those challenges as opportunities and bringing them into some type of a business. And the truth is, folks, it always started with a blank sheet of paper. No matter what, I have always been gifted by being given these thoughts, and from those thoughts became emotions, and then emotions became feelings, and then I was able to use them in a way that I could benefit others. Now, back in my 20s, I wasn't really aware of what that was, and I didn't really recognize it as a gift. So here I am now, 80 years later, or 50 years later, 60 years later, and I'm crystal clear on where it's coming from and how I manifest and what has happened to me. So with that, I realize that it all has to start with that mental blank sheet of paper. And that blank sheet of paper is where you and I should start. I'm not going to teach you anything. I don't want to teach you anything. I just want to share with you what happened with me, and maybe it's resonating with you. You may have had a time in your life where you were able to help someone, and you had that motivation, and then all of a sudden you felt really good. You felt good. I mean, doesn't it feel good when you do something and you know that you made a difference in someone's life? And it's not about money. It's not about being paid back. It's about the fact that if you have the gift, if you have the power to change someone's life, why wouldn't you do it? Why? And if it doesn't cost you anything other than your time, your thoughts, your emotions, your ideas, and the ability to be able to put it all together so that it has some meaningful substance and it's sustainable and it's something that you can deliver to another person. I've done it with animals, I've done it with friends, I've done it with so many areas in my life. And this is not to give me big accolades. It's part of me. It's who I am, who I was. So regardless of my body, regardless of how I've changed, regardless of my limitations through all the years, the things that I can no longer do, I can still use my mind. So what I've decided to do is give my body a rest because it really needs it after 80 years. And I've let my mind, my brain, my consciousness take over. And oh my God, the manifestations, the miracles that have happened to me are phenomenal. So I'll be continuing to share these with you in the next coming weeks. Hey Goldens, thank you so much. You know I love you, girlfriends.